not only vampires lie dormant, waiting to pounce on their prey. On this farm in Kenya, there are similar sinister attacks underway. These deceptively beautiful plants are witchweed, a parasitic weed that kills off half the maize crops of Africa's farmers, destroying the mainstay of their food supply. Witchweed is a cunning customer. Like the legendary vampire, its seeds can lurk in the ground for decades, dormant and unresponsive. But when maize shoots sprout near witchweed seeds, the parasite gets a chemical wake-up call and sends its shoots to leach the crop. In a hostile takeover, the witchweed steals the nutrients and water from the maize, literally sucking it dry. By the time the parasite emerges above ground, the damage has been done. Weeding won't help. The witchweed thrives and the corn crop shrivels up and dies.
Nearly every homestead of Kenya uses maize in one form or another. In actual fact, to Kenyans, maize is food. When they say they have no food, they usually refer to the fact that they don't have maize.
Intrigued by the weed's tricky tactics, a team of Weizmann Institute plant scientists, headed by Professor Jonathan Gressel, came up with an equally devious counter-strategy. Their idea was to use a genetically engineered crop to resist a particular herbicide. Since witchweed doesn't grow in Israel, the Weizmann Institute team experimented with a similar parasite, which preys on tomatoes. In the lab, a plant takes root. The parasite seeds lie in wait. They're in for a big surprise. When they attach themselves to the developing roots, the pesky invader gets a nasty dose of lethal herbicide along with its nutrients. Meanwhile, the crop thrives, and by the time it ripens, all traces of the herbicide have disappeared. In Kenya, scientists from the Kenya Agricultural Research Institute in Kisumu have tested this approach for 5 crop seasons. The maize seeds are soaked in minute quantities of the herbicide, to which they now have a genetic resistance. The dose of herbicide is large enough to destroy the witchweed, small enough not to affect the maize or the environment, and cheap enough to make it affordable for African farmers. The result? The treated fields produced triple the yield of the untreated fields. For 100 million farmers in Africa, eking out a marginal existence, these sophisticated seeds hold promise that the twin curses of starvation and environmental degradation can indeed be vanquished.